there are a variety of types of child themes. And because I teach people how to build business websites, my focus is on child themes that would be suitable for small business sites. And so I've categorized child themes into 3 groups. And in fact, I've got a handout on the site. Actually, I should have mentioned I have several handouts on the site. If we come over here to lesson 6, which is the lesson that we're on right now, there's in lesson resources, there is this set of resources that we're going to use throughout this site. And I have this handout, Rick's breakdown of Genesis child themes, that you can download. And it essentially takes all of the child themes that are listed on the StudioPress website and breaks them down into these 3 different categories. Child themes that are suitable for a small business website, child themes that are blog-centric and therefore not suitable for a small business website, and then responsive child themes that are suitable for a small business website. So I've got this little chart here that you can use to follow along, or when you're over at StudioPress looking at all of their themes, you can use that as a source for sort of sorting through them. So the first category of child themes that we're going to talk about is the business child theme, or child themes that are suitable for creating a small business website. Now, the characteristics of a child theme suitable for building a small business website is, first, it has to have a design for a static front page. As you may or may not know, WordPress is traditionally and was originally begun as a blogging platform, and true to its roots, by default WordPress displays blog posts on the home page. And a couple of years ago, 3 years ago maybe it was longer ago than that, it came up with a system of having a static front page instead of a blog posts page as your home page. And in order for me to consider a theme to be appropriate for a small business website, that theme has to have a design for a static front page. It also needs to be able to be used without using blog functions. That is, you need to be able to use it without creating a blog post, without categorizing blog posts, without using post tags or post categories. You need to be able to use it simply with static pages and have that theme function properly. And then finally, it needs to look professional. You know, for many people, blogging is a very personal thing, and there are child themes that look very personal, but obviously very personal isn't suitable for most businesses, so it needs to have a professional appearance. And those are really the 3 characteristics of a child theme that makes it appropriate for a small business site. So, having said that, we're going to take a look at a few of these so you can see what I'm talking about. Now, we're going to start off with the agency child theme, because the agency child theme is the theme that we are using. Now, this is the agency child theme. Well, I'm just going to go take a look at its theme demo. This is, essentially its default installation. It has this static front page with a way for you to put, static content on using widgets, and then the ability to put some static text up here, and then a slider. Now, the cool thing about the agency theme is that it is, in fact, mobile responsive theme. That is, if you are on a mobile device, just pardon me for a second here, you can see what happens is when the device gets smaller, the theme changes to accommodate that change in size. Right? You can see that's what happens here. That's what responsive design is. Responsive design is a website that responds to the kind of device that is viewing it. And with the agency theme, I built this site You can see some of the similarities, right? There's the slider, slightly configured slightly differently. There are the widget areas and the footer widgets and that kind of stuff. But it's not immediately recognizable because I have a custom background color and a custom background image and my own logo and that sort of thing. And in fact, the site is responsive. If you drop it down, you can see what happens. The site changes as the browser window becomes smaller and smaller. And that's due to the agency child theme. You can actually see what that looks like here. This is their little tool for looking at how a site looks in various devices. And so here's the demonstration site in the device that's 240 pixels wide. Here's the iPhone in the portrait view. Here's the iPhone in the landscape view. Here's the iPad in the portrait view, and here's the iPad in the landscape view. All right, so you can see that this is sort of the default view. It looks exactly like you expect it to look. And then it has changed shape and configuration a bit to accommodate that decreased size, and then the decreased iPhone size, and so on and so forth. You can see the same thing happens with the agency theme. I'm going to jump back over here to agency for just a second. By default, this is what agency looks like when it is shrunk down. So there it is in its standard configuration, and then it starts getting smaller. And if you have your own mobile device, if you have iPad, an iPhone, some kind of a mobile phone, go ahead and take a look at sbywh-final-agency.byobgenesis.com, and you'll be able to see, exactly what this site looks like. By contrast, I actually have another site that I created first for this, and that is sbywh-final.bybgenesis. So this is not the agency theme. This is a different theme. This has some apparent similarities, right? It's got a little slider, and it's got the same kinds of boxes and that kind of stuff. However, if we take a look at this in their tool, you'll see the difference. Where'd their tool go? Here it is. See that what it does is just cuts the side off, right? And this is what you've pretty much come to expect. So it looks fine in the broad, but each version down ends up cutting and requiring it to scale. Okay, so that's the agency child theme. It's got a nice front page. It's got a nice professional look to it. The pages are simple and clean, and it even has its own set of colors, so you can choose different colors. In fact, if you pay close or look closely at this, I'm using the red color in this on this site. Okay, so another example of a theme that is suitable for a business site is let's see. I think actually Enterprise is the one that I did first. Where is it? I must have just gone right past it. Yeah, here's the Enterprise theme. Now in this case, the theme looks very similar, right, to the theme that I have over here. The heading is really the only thing that customizes it, and so it does have a distinctive appearance, but it does have this static front page, and then various other pages. And so another example, and actually one that I like quite a bit, is this crystal. Whoops, pardon me, went too far. come down to Crystal. I think this would be a nice one for a photographer or a graphic artist or something like that, because it does have this essentially a photo gallery that you can add to it, as well as having the slider. But again, this is clearly a static front page, with an attractive layout, including a blog page and a portfolio page. And the portfolio page lets you click off of the portfolio to, a specific project in that portfolio. So I think this is also, a very attractive and functional one, especially for graphic professionals. Now, there's one other one I wanted to show you, and that is the backcountry. And the main reason I want to show you the backcountry, themes. The reason I want to show you the backcountry theme is because it looks like it might be a blog theme. But in fact, it isn't necessarily. This is the backcountry theme. It's a very clever menu system here. I like this quite a bit. It's got a thing indicating that it's got a space for reversement, but really this can be anything, any kind of a widget up here, or it can go away and you can have a full width header image. These things here that look like they're blog posts, this is actually just widget areas where you can use different kinds of content widgets. Very much the same as this, really. These are widget areas with various widgets in them. And that's the same thing that's going on here in this backcountry, where this featured post section is actually just a widget, and you can choose to put any kind of content in these widget areas. You don't have to use blog type content. So this would be a perfectly suitable site or suitable theme for a business website. Then I wanted to draw your attention to one other one, and that is the agency theme. Now this theme, or agent press theme, this theme is designed specifically for real estate agents. Now other types of professionals use this as well, but this does come with some special plugins that allow you to drag in your MLS listings and that sort of thing. So this is a very popular theme, and I know that at least one of our members is using this theme, and so we're going to have plenty of opportunity to talk about how to use this theme in the course of this class. But this is it's a very specialized theme. I know that other people are using it, contractors are using it to show their work because it so easily showcases images and things like that. But it was really designed for real estate agents. Well, those are the StudioPress themes themselves. That's not all of them, obviously. There's a fairly long list of those themes that I consider to be suitable for. What happened to my little thing? I guess I closed it already. But that I consider to be suitable for a small business website. But also, let's see. I need to get back to StudioPress here. There are also some very nice themes that are suitable for this in the community theme section. Whoops. Wrong one. The community theme. So these community themes are actually supported in the forum, but they are designed by community members, and community members get, the lion's share of the proceeds of their sale. Whoops, pardon me. Let's see, help choosing a theme. This is the one I want, the community theme. And there are a number of themes in here that are suitable for a small business site. And you can look in my matrix to see one of those here is this clip art, or the clip cart. This clip cart theme was designed to work with Cart 66, which a couple of our members are using. And it does have some, specialized styling for products that you may find useful if you are creating an e-commerce site. So this is also a theme that would be suitable for a small business site. Then the second category of themes are the blog-centric child themes. We're not going to talk anything about blog-centric child themes except right now. Characteristics of a blog-centric child theme is that it's focused on displaying blog posts, which means it either does not have a static front page, or the static front page displays blog posts by default. And it also may look more personal than some of those other themes. So if we come back over here and take a look at an example of a theme, this lifestyle theme is a great example. Here's a theme that automatically, here you are at your home page, automatically displays blog posts on the home page. Right? That's what I'm talking about. This is a beautiful theme for a blog, but we're not building a blog. We're building a small business website. And while building a small business website, we don't want blog posts showing up or being the primary feature of a homepage. Yes, you may want to put your blog posts on your homepage if you've got a blog, but a typical small business site will be more focused on its static content on its homepage. And then the third category is the category that I'm going to spend the most time talking about, which is responsive child themes. And in particular, responsive child themes suitable for business. Now, StudioPress has a whole bunch of 5 or 6 at this point responsive child themes. However, only one of its responsive child themes I think is suitable for a small business site, and that's the agency theme, the one that we're using right now. However, from the community, there are a couple of them that I think that are quite good. The Driscoll and the Optimal theme. If we come back over and look at the community offerings again, and let's just scroll down here to Driscoll. And this is a mobile responsive theme with a good layout for static content. And if we come over and take a look at it in its I guess I closed all that down. Okay, well, in any case, you can see what happens when it gets smaller, right? The slider gets smaller, the content gets smaller and starts stacking, and then as it gets smaller, it stacks again in a different way, and so on and so forth. And so this is, I think, a very attractive small business theme. And then in addition to that is where did we go? The Optimal theme. Now, actually, this is a beautiful theme. I love this theme. And I think this would make, really a spectacular architect's theme. It's very beautifully designed. It has very nice colors and a nice, crisp, clean slider to it. If you slide it down, you can see what happens to it. I mean, I think really it's a beautiful looking theme. And this is one of those community themes that would be, I think, perfectly suitable for a small business site. And then there's one other theme that I would like to tell you about. And that's not in the community here, but it's from themedy.com, themedy.com. And this is a guy named Mark Hodder. And Mark creates his themes both for Thesis and for Genesis. And I've known of Mark from the Thesis forums, but I hadn't really paid any attention to what he's been doing. And as I was preparing to create my own responsive child theme for Thesis, I was doing some research and I came across his new child theme called Reactive. And you can buy this for $35 for your site. I think it's a very attractive site. I think Mark's done a really good job with it. We take a look at, here's the demo. Whoops. And so you can see, you know, it responds very nicely to changes. Things stack up nicely. It's got a good static front page. It does allow you, if you're a graphic professional, it does allow you to, you know, have very nice portfolio stuff on the front page. He also has a bunch of extras that are actually pretty cool, I think. And these extras are not common to all Genesis themes, but I think he's done really a nice job with this. So this is not an affiliate plug by any means. I just think that Mark's done a great job with this business and with this theme. And so as you're considering appropriate themes for a responsive small business website, I encourage you to consider reactive as well.